I joined Grange when I was 13, and I can't imagine my life without Grange in it. My name is Chris Hamp, and I'm a member of 5 Mile Prairie Grange in Spokane, Washington. And I am excited to be here today to talk to you a little bit about the Grange and to be a part of this first virtual fair for the Interstate Fair in 2020. Granges and Grangers are all about community service, and they donate thousands and thousands of hours every year back to the community to help out with those programs and projects and folks that just need a little bit more boost to get off the ground or to keep them going. Some of the examples of things that you might see in your community of Granges giving back might be supporting the local 4-H or FFA, providing those kids with a place to come and give their speeches and their demonstrations and an opportunity to practice in front of other adults that aren't mom and dad. That might be putting on a benefit auction or dinner for a family in need. It might be helping the local schools by reading to kids during one of the classes. It might be helping at the library with a book sale or cleaning up branches that have fallen after a storm in the cemetery. So these are projects that Granges take on in their communities because they know what's needed. Those Granges are wired and dialed in to really the pulse of those communities because they've been there for decades. And so who better than the local Grange to get involved and to know what needs to be done without being asked, and to put those hours in and to put that time in and to raise those funds to make sure that our communities are the best places they can be for us to live and for our kids and our grandkids as well. You know, one of the great things about the Grange is its grassroots policy structure. And that means, unlike other organizations where the leader at the top or the board of directors says, this is what the local level is going to work on and to support during my term, the Grange works the other way. The Grange works what we call grassroots up. So it is those of us that are members in our local Granges that come up with the ideas and adopt resolutions and go to our legislature and get things to happen based on what we see as needed and important in our communities. And nobody has the track record of the Grange for getting things done. And that's because I think that those issues are so well vetted and discussed that by the time they make it to the legislature or to Congress, there is no other room to rewrite it or to wiggle around. It's because those folks know what's best for their communities. And it's not policy that you'll find hanging way out on the left or hanging way out on the right, but it's what I like to call hogging the center of the road. And it's policy that's best for you and me. And it's policy that comes from those local Grange halls into our communities and our states and our nation. And some quick examples of things that Grangers have worked on over the years. Rural free delivery. I mean, how much more bigger than that can you get? Things like school lunch programs and school buses are yellow. And in Washington State, public power and the public utility districts. Things like the referendum and the recall and the initiative process that we see on our ballots. More recently, the top 2 primary. And now Grangers across the country are working on having equal access to the internet. So the rural broadband issue of making sure that all of us have equal access. And where have we seen that lately? You know, every Zoom meeting that we've been on for the last several months, we want it faster, we want it better. And we can still do that for this country, is build that infrastructure. And the Grange has been working on that. The Grange will continue to work on that. And so this makes Grangers doers. Doers are those folks that get it done. Doers are those folks in our communities that don't get the limelight, that don't get the headlines. These are the folks that are behind the scenes. Grangers are the ones that make sure that the kids have backpacks to start the school year. They're the ones that make sure that foster kids have a suitcase and a clean set of clothes in it. They're the ones that are cleaning up the cemetery after the storm. The Grange is the place that families are offered to use the hall for a memorial service for a loved one, for an overflow 80th birthday party for grandpa. These are the things that Granges and Grangers are known for across the country, is identifying those community service projects that need to get done, and that there is no funding within the local community to get that done. But come a will and come away, those folks get those things done every single day of the year in communities, thousands of communities across this country. So think about it, if the doers are gone. What happens when that Grange Hall closes its doors and shutters its windows and is sold to a private party and no longer is a Grange? Where do those functions go that used to be held there? Where do those things get done that were done by the members that belong to that Grange? That's the importance of this, that we're training the next generation to understand that being a part of a community and citizen, and that citizenship is more than just getting up and sitting on the couch and going to bed. It's getting out and getting involved and knowing your neighbors and knowing what's going on in your community and making sure that it's the best place that it can be for us, for our kids, for our grandkids on down the line. So I welcome you to join the Grange. Come look us up. We have a great time, great folks, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing you down the road.